You already know what it is.
Yep.
Y'all already know
Hit 'em
what
up.
it do.
We
One
back.
time for the fan.
We live.
Oh yeah, we live. Feeling good too. Got a lot to talk about tonight, so we might as well just go ahead and get straight to it. Let's start the show. Yep. One time for the fan. We are back. Talking Falcons football like we always do. Bought the 3,000. Chase is here with me. What's good, y'all? How's everything going, man?
Fabulous.
Fabulous. Look at him.
Going good, man.
It's the word of the day, ain't it?
I would say, "Dang, Chase learned a new word."
Sheesh. We going crazy. We feeling good out here. One time for the fan because, we're excited about what the Falcons are doing. Of course, we have, things going on in our lives too as well. That's exciting. Chase, budget going up.
We upgraded over here, man. We upgraded.
Upgrades. 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 Look at them. The background, the mic, the shirt. Look at hold on. Let me call my rep. Let me call my rep just to make sure my season ticket payments went through.
Jack, that hat on your head, that's last year's draft hat. I expect an upgrade before draft night.
Well, the Caps, I believe
that.
they put the picture out. So I'm going to definitely get the new draft cap. You ain't got to worry about that. But
Yeah,
this last year's draft cap. I'm in my draft mode now. It's April, so it's draft season. Chase, it's good to know that you're doing well. Bodie, 3,000. How are you doing, sir?
Mad at y'all. Y'all interrupting WrestleMania. But hey,
Shit.
no, I'm kidding.
You a free league. What was it? Hulk Hogan versus The Rock? Who's fighting tonight?
Yeah.
God. Not the belt.
Not playing with y'all. No. But
hit the soundboard. Die hard.
Oh shit. I know, right? Soundboard coming soon. But yeah, man, it's a great night. Man, it's good. My mother just celebrated her birthday, so I just got back from chilling with her.
Happy birthday.
Thank you
Moms.
for her. Man, yeah, it's just a time to be a Falcons fan.
It's a good time to be a Falcons fan.
Put it on.
It is a good time to be a Falcons fan. Chat is already lit. We're going to get to the chat because we love talking with all the Falcon fans here on One Time for the Fan. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. Hit that subscribe button. Yeah, I'm wearing last year's draft cap. I'll get the new one shortly. But I'm wearing draft mode tonight. Breaking the ice. We want to get to it before we get straight to the chat. Shout out to the Braves. Of course, opening day was earlier this week, and the Braves got it done.
Mm-hmm.
Getting the 2 wins early over the Nats, then losing today. So 2-1 so far.
Won the series.
Yeah, that's good to know because the Braves are getting ready to come back home here shortly, and I know the fans are going to be really excited to see some Braves baseball. Bodie, Chase, you guys excited for some Braves baseball? Chat, you guys excited for the Braves?
Most def.
Yeah, we need that chip. The chip we should have won last year. We should have went back to back, but it's cool. So can't wait. I'm gonna hit a couple of these games too.
Oh yeah, we definitely finna hit it up. Sure. Keeping up with Atlanta, you know how we do here in Atlanta. Shout out to Atlanta United for the big win yesterday. 1-0 over the Red Bulls. Don't know how many people here in the chat here is soccer fans, but yeah, shout out to Atlanta United. I think they're in second place now, representing for the city. New team, just like what the Falcons are getting ready to do, and this team is now in second place. I know some of the players who was here in the previous year are gone, and they got some new players here. But shout out to United, 1-0 win over New York. LSU winning their first women's championship today, beating Iowa. But shout out to what's her name? Caitlin Clark? That's her name?
Caitlin Clark is on Iowa.
Yeah, the one young lady from Iowa. She's been going.
She's different.
Wild in the tournament right now, but
she's different.
Couldn't get it done. LSU got their first women's championship, and then of course UConn and San Diego's coming up too, Bodie.
Yeah,
so
man.
I don't know if y'all excited about the Final Four, but
that's like a weird, two weird names to hear in the final. Well, UConn used to be them. They used to UConn used to be up in there all the time, but this is the first time UConn's been back in so many years.
That's the joy.
San Diego State, yeah. San Diego State, I think their football team is better than their basketball team, but
I think the lacrosse team is better than both of them, but we'll find out. One time for the fan, time to talk some Falcons football. Had to break the ice with some sports around the league and so forth. Tonight we're going to do a live mock draft, so just be prepared for that. I know a lot of Falcon fans is excited about the moves the Falcons have made so far, and the moves that also can be made going up. I know we're tight on that cap space right now. I think we're at like a little bit under 10 million. But of course, with some restructures that they can probably do, some contract moves and so forth, they can probably get some extra bread here in the next couple of days to weeks. Probably open up maybe 10 to 15 to 20 million. Depends on how they work some of these deals. So the Falcons are not out of it when it comes to re-signing some more players. We heard the news about Rashaan Evans. We talked about it last time on the podcast Wednesday, that he likely could be re-signed too as well. For a lot of Elijah Wilkinson fans, he met with the Cowboys Friday, so we hope that doesn't go through because I'd like to see Elijah back here in Atlanta, keep that line together. But if not, we'll see that they probably go a different route with the guard position. But I'd like to see Elijah back. But the news this week, when they did address the O-line, they went with Josh Miles on a 1-year deal, formerly with the Cardinals. Chase, when we talked about it in the chat, we was like, Josh Miles. We were like, wait, who? The kid from Disney? And then folks were like, no, we're talking about we used to play for Arizona, offensive tackle. But shout out to Josh Miles for now representing Atlanta. Just y'all thoughts on Josh Miles here, Bodie, Chase, real quick before we get to the chat. They're bringing in more depth here, more pieces.
Yeah. When that name to me just sounds like a rotation piece. Maybe somebody they bring in to camp, to compete for a spot that needs competing that they want to look at, maybe address and see what they can go forward. I don't think it's a name that you see here very long.
Yeah, they're saying that Jermaine Ifedi, he plays mostly right tackle and barely play left tackle, so they're looking to bring him in to see if he could be that swing tackle for us. He could, be able to play right and left. It's a low cost, low risk move. If it works out, that's perfect. But if it doesn't, it doesn't hurt us in the long run. Bring me and see what he got. So just a depth move.
Veteran.
Falcon fans, not the flashiest move that you was expecting this week. On an online situation that I know Falcon fans are probably looking at the guard like, you want to sign it in.
They want to sign everybody.
That guard position is big right now because that spot is open. So I don't know what the talks is if they decide to. I know Hennessy plays some spots at guard. He played some snaps at guard too as well last year. I don't think the plan is to go with Hennessy this year.
I wouldn't imagine.
But if not, you're going to see
you're drinking Hennessy if you think you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
He isn't terrible, but damn, come on, like.
He's just not that, the way that they build the roster, it seems as they're going for that playoff push. And to me, Hennessy isn't that player that stated himself in the NFL yet that can say, I can make it on this line and make us to progress to the next level. I think we need to go sure that up for sure with a veteran, somebody that stated their name in the NFL.
That's the piece that I'm looking at with the guard position right now at the Falcons, is that you haven't addressed it yet. We haven't heard much information about it. Wilkinson meeting with the Cowboys. That was tough to hear. Because I was hoping that they can get something done with Wilkinson. I know the injuries might be of a concern, but even when he was playing last year, he was consistent when he was playing. Still with that offensive line of doing a great job of being top 10, top 15 in the run attack. Like, come on, like look into Wilkinson and bringing him back. And then when he was injured, he came back to put him right back in the starting rotation too again. So I was hoping they can do something with him, but if not, veteran help could be good. Some pieces out there probably still in the free agency, or Terry's still roster scouting. Or if they decide to pull a move at number 8 and go get the kid from Northwestern, that would be not shocking, not surprising, but we talked about it on One Time for the Fan. He can play a tackle, guard, or a center. And he's pretty much mastered all three from what the report is saying, that he is the best lineman in the top 10. So if
it's not your sexy,
you never know on draft night, though. You just never know.
Yeah.
He could be top 15. He can drive back to 20. He can go back to 25. We don't know. But right now they have him saying that, hey, he's a top 10 pick.
Yeah, we'll saying that Soronsky is the best offensive lineman prospect in Northwestern football history.
Yeah.
The best lineman in this draft, and probably easily obtainable at pick 8. Like this is where you win in the trenches. It's the same way on defense. You win in the trenches. That's why we went so hard in the trenches to go, to shore up that D line. I mean, it starts there and then it opens everything else. The trenches make people like James Bradbury from the Eagles an all-star when he did booty meat for fucking 8 years. Okay, like that's what the trenches do for your team. So if you shore up your trenches, even in the offense, that's just more time, more open spaces for runs, more different things like that. So, be it not the sexiest pick, we know in your mind, if we do pick Soronsky, he's the best lineman in this draft. He can play all over the line, and it's a gem to have something like that. So
the competition spot would open up to see where we play him, because I know
he's a draft another player that
he can play guard
that can play like Lindstrom.
Yes.
You've hit. I posted it in One Time for the Fan Facebook page the other day. You've hit on Lindstrom. You've hit on McGarry now because you
didn't just hit. That Lindstrom shit went all the way out to the roof. Hit somebody's goddamn car in the parking lot.
Yeah,
Lindstrom is the best guard in the NFL. I hope you guys know that.
If he was the draft PDP, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Not saying that he's right there on the top of my list. No, because we're going to do our little mock draft here shortly. Live mock draft. First time, One Time for the Fan, live mock draft. We're going to do it here shortly. Strowski's not at the top of my list. So he's on the list, but he's not at the top. Falcon fans, let's head to the chat. I know chat's ready. Deshaun's up in the building. Falcons, you can get with this or you can get with that. Falcons, you can get with this or you can get with that. I think you'll get with this for Ritter, whereas you already know what it is. Yeet!
Ritter season, baby.
It's Ritter season, man. Deshaun? What's going on, little man?
He said, I ain't seen y'all in a while. Good night.
Where's your Falcon PJs? I thought we talked about this.
He's waiting for Uncle Jack to buy him. Duh. I can't come out.
Hey, Siri. Gosh. One Time for the Fan. Bubba Gump is in the building. Riding with Ritter. Chase, Bodie, any comments to that?
That's what it is.
Oh, Ritter all day. That's the guy.
He's here.
Everybody said it. Everybody in the building that's needed to say it said it. That's the guy.
Run it up in the likes. That's our quarterback.
They got the hashtag going crazy right now. Ride with Ritter. Red Swarm is in the building. Shout out to Red Swarm.
Shout out Red Swarm. Yeah, put it on the t-shirt. That Atlanta in the building.
Lowski.
All kind of Atlanta. What's good, Lowski?
Nathan Floyd in the building.
It's a different Atlanta. Like we're gonna see it. It's a different team.
It's good, Nathan.
The best defense we're gonna have in a long time. And we probably
want to give a shout out to everybody who's here in the chat. we were talking the other day in the one time for the fan chat. We were thinking, man, what if we called a group of fans that just come to the chat, man, the fan club, man. So it's been so
Hashtag.
I don't know, man. It's been popping since day one, since we started the podcast, and everybody's just been in here talking Falcons football, having a good time. A lot of people have met up here first time, either at a game or on the road or however, just through the podcast. So the energy that we bring,
let's call them the one timers.
The one timers,
sexier, yeah.
Fan club or the one timers for the chat. I know. Shout out to Country. What does he got? What Country got? He got the coaching staff.
Yeah,
got the coaching staff.
Coaches,
Shout out to Country.
Coaches. Shout out to Country.
One timers or the fan club? What are we riding with out here? One timers or the fan club for the chat? We gotta make up a name out here so that way everybody knows what's going on, man. So whenever an Aints fan jump in the chat, we like one timers, get them, man. Get them, one timers,
one timers,
get them.
Yeah, one timers.
Shout out to that one Aints fan who did show up that one time, and the chat went crazy on him. He ain't been back since.
You went crazy on him. Get this motherfucker out of here.
I did a little bit because when I saw the comment, he posted the music symbols first with like the saxophone or something. I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, he posted that ugly ass
with the black and gold.
Yeah, stop posting that nasty ass shit. Red Swarms in the building said one time for the fan. What's good, homies?
Man, chilling, man.
It's good, Red.
It's a good night.
AV's in the building. Just shout out to me for
shout out to my boy. Shout out to my boy Philip. He came by, helped me out with the webcam and the mic, all that mess. Shout out to
That's
Phillip.
how we doing it. Okay, budget really going up now. We got a whole team out here now. Okay.
Oh damn! Did you cut his grass, Chase?
Gosh,
it's the little bro. It's the little bro.
Speaking of that, I didn't. I think the tools are still in the front yard. Chase, we want to come by and get them when you get a chance. Red Swarm said Christian Gonzalez is a dog. Boy, smooth in the back pedal. WD-40 hips. Gosh.
Sheesh,
Red Swarm.
Oh, man.
Getting ready to do this live draft, man. We got to talk about some Desmond Ridder tonight, too, as well, because chat is
Deshaun seems to know what he's talking about.
On Desmond Ridder.
Yeah.
Going for this draft we got tonight, this mock draft, Deshaun says DE, wide receiver, linebacker, tackle, and more defensive line in the draft. That's what he's looking for right here. Shout out to Deshaun, who's always repping the Atlanta Falcons. Nathan Floyd said, love to see what they have done in free agency. Ready for the draft to see what they add. Great job so far. Stay tuned, Nathan, because we're about to do a mock draft live right here shortly.
Stay tuned.
And we want the Falcon fans to talk with us right now. We want y'all to let us know at pick number 8, at 40, everything. We want to hear y'all in the chat because we're doing the mock draft with y'all.
It's good, Padre.
Shout out to Padre too as well.
Shout out Padre. It's good, man.
Padre's in the chat. Red Swarm said he keeps snapping the ball into the dirt at the quarterback feet. Dahlman does have a tough problem with that. I think Hennessy did have some situations with that too as well. We just haven't found that Alex Mack type center since he's left. And that's a big thing about it. I really thought it was going to go out and look for more of the veteran center when they had the money too. But don't forget you had the money next year too. So it's a position you got to look at that if Dahlman can't get it done this year, which we hope he does. Falcon fans in the chat, you want to hope this kid does, because if he's going to be your guy going forward this season, you don't want to see this guy fail. You're a Falcon fan. You want to see Dahlman have a solid season. But if Dahlman can't get it done, then next year, I think with the money that you have, one of your big positions is going to be a center. Regardless if it's Ridder next year, or like we talked about on the podcast on Wednesday.
Even this
Ridder
year,
can have a 1 year, and then you're going to go draft a quarterback. If it's going to be a rookie next year, you're going to need a solid centerpiece to help out the young lad. Regardless
of this year, you never know. I mean, the best center in the draft might slip our pick in the second round. You never know. That's what makes the draft so unpredictable. So
you drafted Dom and you drafted Hennessy. They're both playing.
Yeah.
Just gotta
I'm
trust
telling you, if Dahlman keep high snapping and snapping in the dirt, then his ass is gonna be gone.
He did have a lot of high snaps this year.
Lot of high snaps. Too many. But I hope
I can play quarterback. I can't play center though.
On the field.
I got faith in him because I mean, like I said, he held it down blocking and stuff. But he was snapping it high.
Hawks going into overtime with the Mavericks.
Sheesh, the Mavs are
Hawks gotta do
ass.
better, man. Y'all gotta do
Come
better,
on.
man. Like y'all, there's 5 more
Yeah.
games for this play-in, and y'all going to overtime with the Mavericks. Y'all had a 15-point lead a couple minutes ago. I'm glad we're talking about the Falcons right now because if it was the Hawks, why be going off? Nathan Floyd, I'm excited to see
Same,
what Ritter
Nathan.
has as a full-time starter, QB1.
Yes, me too. Definitely.
Same. Yeah.
Sterling Woods is in the chat. Said they getting Peter Skronsky, making him a guard. The kid can play tackle, guard, and
Very
center.
possible.
I posted it the other day.
Very possible.
Football Academy did a fantastic breakdown on YouTube that I posted on one time for the fan page of Peter playing tackle, guard, and center. And let me tell you something. The kid gets after it. The kid gets after it. I ain't gonna lie. That is truly one of the best linemen in the draft right here. Well, number one.
He's the best lineman. Yeah.
The best. Best in Northwestern history, too, as well. Ben Wade, Scotty Miller's a good pickup. Rise up. Definitely he's going to be a good pickup.
That's good, Ben Wade. Hit that sub.
I think for his talent level, for Scotty Miller, with the way you're going to be running your offense with Patterson, I think he's going to be more in a pass catching role. Pitts, pass catching role, heavy on that this season. You got Desmond Ritter, Drake London, Mac Hollins, what they have going on with some other pieces. Tyler Algier in the backfield. Scotty Miller can be the guy to take the top off of defense.
And my thing is, I'm not the coach. I don't run plays. I don't run it like that. But you got a weapon like Scotty Miller with all that speed. You can throw him in some jet sweeps. You can, go routes. I mean, you can really get creative with a guy like that. So I don't know. I ain't saying they're gonna do that. I ain't saying they're gonna do that. But that's the thing. I know our coach likes to pound it and run it, but you got to be creative this day and age to win some games.
Mm-hmm.
You got to. So
Andy Reid, prime example.
What was the reason for the Scotty Miller pickup? You got a kid like Desmond Ritter who can throw the ball.
Yeah.
And if the playbook is going to be ran correctly this year with the play calling and so forth, Scotty Miller is going to be the one wide open 30, 40 yards down the field. Everybody's looking at Pitts and Patterson and Drake London.
Do you just pick him up just to run go routes? Just go routes. Like, he go most of the time he on the field, he just gonna go. Like, most of the time.
Most teams know when you get on the field with certain teams, when you're doing your scouting, they're going to look at Scotty Miller and say, bro, who is our fastest corner? Who's our fastest player in the secondary we have right now? Because this kid can fly. So this is big for the Atlanta Falcons on the Scotty Miller pickup. I know it's a 1-year deal, but Falcon fans. 2nd and 4. Patterson, Pitts, London, Algier in the backfield. Come on, man. This is getting crazy. Some of the weapons that we got on offense, like Bodie, this is a major upgrade right here.
I'm telling you, like you these weapons we got, like you say, CP can play all over the offense. Scotty can play all over the offense.
Jonnu Smith,
running back, Jonnu, he can play all over. Shit, Kyle Pitts can play all over the offense. I mean, creative minds had his offense just booming, looking great. It's just all about the coaching and all about the just being creative. So, gotta get
Anthony
there.
White is on the same page as us. He's surprised that Atlanta didn't bring in a veteran center in free agency. That's the same thing we was looking at too as well.
Yeah.
Same thing we talked about. Chat, got a lot to talk about tonight. If we do continue going with the chat, that's pretty much going to be the whole show. So we can get to a few more comments before we load up this mock. I know y'all going to be ready for this mock draft. We were talking about it earlier, Chase. That mock was going crazy. We were looking at some of the picks that was made. Like, what? Yeah. Bruh, let me tell you something. Before we do this mock, this is the first ever one time for the fan mock live that we're doing. And what me and Chase saw earlier when we went through our mock, Anthony Richardson was the first pick.
Do you need to hear it?
All right.
Yeah.
Bryce Young, a shocker. Not Bryce Young. Was it Stroud?
And Miles Murphy was number 3 or number 4.
Miles Murphy was 3, and Stroud slid to 7 to the Raiders. So when we're doing this mock tonight, don't forget it's a simulator too as well. So We don't know what's going to happen on draft night. Of course, as we get closer to the day, you'll start hearing more names who's connected to the teams that they're probably going to be drafted by. But when you see this mock draft tonight, don't be fighting in the chat about who's being selected. We're going to do a couple more mock draft simulators too as well. So, we're going to go with what we see here that's best fit for the Falcons with our live mock draft 1.0. We have to throw that in there too. We feel like Mel Kiper 1.0. Still in Wood said, what's the guys from Florida? Osiris Torrance.
That's a name I haven't heard of.
Florida and Stern Woods in the chat. Red Swarm, did y'all see Christian Gonzalez combine performance? We sure did. That boy in AJ would be no fly.
Christian Gonzalez is solid.
The way he can flip his hips and run with the prime time, boy, smooth. WD-40 hips. Let me tell you something about Christian Gonzalez, man. He would definitely be a great fit for the Atlanta Falcons.
And Jesse Bates to clear it up on the back end.
Yeah, AJ Terrell, Casey Hayward, if he's at full strength too as well. There's going to be a competition battle there at cornerback too as well with D. Armstrong, Hall, Cornell, D. Alford, Cornell, and who's the other one? Darren Hall. And it's possible that they might end up drafting a cornerback too as well. I mean, we're talking about Christian Gonzalez right here, so you never know what goes on with the draft this year. Bodie Bodyguard. Shout out to Red Swarm in the build. Lisa Shepard. Hey, fellas. Like the Falcons posted earlier today, we are Tyler Algier, 25 days away from the NFL draft. We are ready. We're in draft season right now. I got my last year's draft cap. Bodie still has yet to wear his Falcon hat. I thought he had it to the side or something. He went to go get it when he went to pay his phone bill a couple minutes ago. Stevie Correga rise up in the chat.
Rise up, Steve.
Ooh, Lisa Shepard. You gonna get us talking. What are your thoughts on what Joe Taylor had to say about the Falcons not being concerned about?
What I got to say, short and simple to that. Oh, he left.
Jack.
Yeah.
The thoughts about that, man. I think every move we've done this offseason has been for winning. I don't think there's been a single move that we haven't did that shows that we're going to be a winning team. We went defense crazy. We haven't had an offseason like this in years. We've talked about it before. It's crazy to me to think that even somebody would say that we're not considering winning because every move I think we've made is for winning.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, man, you just ran off.
Boo Man out there working on my doggone cable.
Yeah, he back in the
don't know what he did.
Power line.
Damn. Yeah, those birds was chewing on your shit.
What I got to say for Joy Taylor, Bo, you got something? Or you want me to go ahead and join in on that?
It's like this. I mean, that's an asinine thing to say. Don't sit here and say we don't want to win. Why would you say that? What is Lamar Jackson the key to winning in this league? Is it like the Bible of the NFL that says that you got to get Lamar if you want to win? I mean, who's to sit here and say that Desmond can't win or help this team win? Like, how you can't say that. That's just a slap in the face. Like when they mention Desmond Ritter's name, she's like he's ass or something. Like, you don't know what he is, okay? And that's what we're trying to figure out. You can't do that. Like, you can't disrespect that man on national TV and just act like Lamar. Okay, Lamar is he's won games in the regular season and he's been successful, so to speak, in the NFL. And he's won an MVP and all that. I get all that. But there's technicals behind that. You can't sit here and be like, y'all don't get him. Y'all, you should be ashamed of yourself because you don't want him.
There's a reason why
they want him. Who doesn't want Lamar? I mean, that's beside the point. The point is, goddamn it, it's technicals behind it. You see what we did, all those signings we did. Wouldn't have been able to do a lot of those if we would have got Lamar. So, like, just speak on what you know. Don't speak on what you don't know. Look, Joy Taylor ain't from here. She don't know what the hell going on here.
First of all, hi Joy Taylor. How you doing? Just in case you see this, how you doing?
I'm sorry, Joy. But this is local. All right. Joy, you from Florida?
How you doing? But real talk though, keep it Atlanta with you.
Keep it Atlanta.
Cause you ain't from here. You ain't from here. So you can't speak on what Atlanta's doing. You don't know what Atlanta's doing. I know you're getting texts from your sources, group chats, whatever you're in. But Arthur Blank spoke. Arthur Smith spoke. Terry them talked about it. It is what it is. The media looks foolish. Those that tried to push Lamar to Atlanta, when the Falcons community, the journalists, everybody was not even speaking about it much. And even still after the news coming out that Desmond Ritter's gonna be the starter, people still tried to push it here to Atlanta. And that was something that we was gonna talk about too, is how Ritter is dealing with all of this media. I don't think he's a big social media guy. I know I seen on his page he retweets a couple things from Cincinnati that was like back in January, but a young kid like Ritter, he probably does have an ear to social media. He probably does hear what's going on. I mean, you're the quarterback of a starting
he
team.
Sees all of this slander.
No, he sees
you hear everything. So this is building that story for Ritter. You're building that fire for this kid that he's going to come out and really start torching these teams come week 1. And that's what we want to see here in Atlanta. And any Falcon fan watching this, you want to see Desmond Ridder have a good year. You don't want to see a losing season. You want to start the year 1-0, regardless if you didn't want him or you did want him. You want to win the game. It is what it is. So you want to be at the parade at the end of the year if you win the Super Bowl. Doesn't matter if it's Ridder or Heineke. It could be me. I keep telling you, I can throw 80 on the run. I need to let y'all know how this works. But I'll get to that later. But for the Joy Taylor situation, like you can't speak on this stuff, Joy Taylor. When Arthur Blank has already talked about it, when the GM has talked about it, the coach has already spoke about it.
Blank said it well over anybody. I mean, the man gave out a whole reason, and I don't think any reporter should just carry on the story about it. I think it's pretty much over with, said and done.
What she said the other day, though, I was hoping, and I tweeted it too, I was hoping that she was going to say what she said at the end of her rant before she said it first. I hope she was going to say, I don't write the checks for the Falcons. I hope she was going to say that first. Then I was going to be like, all right, cool. All right, let's see what she got to say. But she went on her rant, and then during the rant, like toward the end, she said, no, I don't write the checks for the Atlanta Falcons. I was like, I was waiting for that. Truly was. Because a lot of the NFL media outside don't write the checks for the Falcons.
That shows.
Arthur Blank is dealing with this. Terry's dealing with this. And we have upgraded in a lot of positions here in the offseason. And we're looking like a much better team in the NFC South. That's what I'll say on it. But hi, Joy Taylor. Just want to say hi.
No, I'm not kissing up for her. She don't know what the hell going on here. I just want to keep it cool.
It's always die hard. Always die hard Atlanta. But no, you can't be shitting on Atlanta. That just doesn't go for Joy. That goes for a lot of the media outside of Joy too as well. There's a lot of people bashing the Falcons about what the decision was made at Flowery Branch and in the locker room that they had no part of. So we're Falcon fans. We're going to talk about it. We're about to get to this mock draft, though. But let's get to that question, though, Chase. Before we do the mock draft, how is Desmond Ridder, Bodie? How is he dealing with this right now? With all this media attention, Rich Eisen saying, there's no buzz about him at the combine. Nobody's talking about him, and just fans are kind of shitting on him. And then it's like, what are you getting from this?
You know how he's doing.
If you're Desmond Ridder,
he is saying, I hear everything. I'm going to prove them wrong. Mm-hmm. I'm better than they think I am. Everybody thinks that I can't do it. Everybody thinks that I can't lead a team. I can't start. I'm not starting caliber. I'm a 3rd round pick. That's what people keep saying. You're a 3rd round pick. How can you possibly lead a team to success? He hears all this shit and he wants to prove them wrong. That's why I think he will do his damnedest to make this offseason in his favor. And the team is doing their damnedest to make it easier for him, to give him weapons, to do everything in their power to make it easy for him to succeed in this league. So, I mean, he is going to want to prove everybody wrong. And when he does, because he's a cocky little something, he does, I think when he does prove them wrong, he's going to let everybody know. And y'all going to know when he let everybody know. So
I still got to remember what he said, man.
I think it's all adding fuel to the fire.
That man said, I'm going to bring a Super Bowl to this team. How confident you got to be to say something like that? You can't be no bum QB like everybody's portraying him to be, to say, oh, I'm going to bring a Super Bowl. Man, everybody, that's the thing. This man was crying on his couch talking about, everybody passed on me, man. Everybody passed on me. I'm going to show him, though. I'm going to show him.
He gets his chance to show him.
This is his chance.
Chase, you spoke on it. Adds more fuel to the fire. Your thoughts on Desmond Ridder? How's he taking all this in?
Yeah, I think it's just we're talking about a kid that was one of the most winningest quarterbacks in college history. He had never lost a home game in college. He hasn't ever lost a home game in the NFL. I know it's only 2 games, but that's big. Home field wins are big, and for a player like Ritter to come in his rookie season and advance and get better progressively every game, I think Ritter's definitely that guy, and I'm ready to see him take the next step into an offense that he can control from week 1, not at the end of the season.
Falcon fans, we had a lot going on. People was here in the chat. Fan club, one-timers. I guess we'll put it up in a poll or something. We'll find out what is better for the chat right here. I kind of like the fan club. Fan club is kind of cool, but then one-timers also pretty cool
but you're kind of
well,
boring, so that's what that is.
Shit. Y'all ready, man? Get to this mock draft, man. Come on, man. Let's get to this, man.
Let's do it.
Get to this mock draft here.
I'm very surprised too, Anthony White. They didn't bring in a center or a veteran or whatnot. That must mean they believe in what they got in house. So
Coach believes in Dahlman. Yeah, he said it in a press conference. So we're gonna see what Coach sees in Dahlman this season.
Yeah. I mean, they drafted him, so I think they have high hopes for Dahlman, and he's gonna work on his deficiencies. Makes sense.
Most stuff.
What is this, chat? Yeah. Got some stuff going on over here now. Let's share the screen. Let's get to the mock, baby. Let's mock it up, baby.
If you're new to the channel, hit the sub.
If you're new to the channel, hit the sub. Hit the sub one time for the fan. You know, we're talking Falcons football every Sunday. Was every Wednesday, but we kind of slow down on that. Every now and then we do a pop-up show, but shout out to all the Falcon fans in the chat. One-timers fan club. Hell, we might just run with both. Shout out to the one-timers that's been here since day one. Shout out to the fan club who's now joining. Well, One Time for the Fan Stream podcast, Apple, wherever you're listening, Spotify, Stitcher, what else? Anchor. I can't remember. It's all over the place. Hit that like button. Hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. Just want to make sure it's the first time we're doing a live mock draft here. Everybody see what we're looking at? Everybody see what we're doing? Can y'all see it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Chase Bodie, can you see it? Lowski, Dan Burst, Red Swarm, can you see what we're doing right now? Can you see the mock? I have selected the Atlanta Falcons. That's that damn ESPN music for your ass.
Yeah, this is not 1979.
Sheesh. Just want to make sure everybody see it. Can everybody see it? Y'all good? Yeah. We about to get rolling here on the first time mock draft here, 1.0 for One Time for the Fan. Let's go ahead and start let's get to the draft. Let's get to the draft. All right, Falcon fans. I know y'all in the chat. Fan club, one-timers, chime in. We on the mocks. What the? Who's sending us trades already? Hold on.
Turn this shit.
Hold on.
No, sir. Those trades, especially from them.
Negative.
Why would we help them?
The Bucks want to move up to 8.
What kind of show you?
Nah, you gotta pass.
What is this?
Hold on. I want to get to the chat. Are we doing this? Chat, are we trading? I want to do the mock tonight with no trades, just to keep it easy.
We're not doing that.
Are we trading? What are we doing here? Bro, they threw the second on 2024, but they threw the second.
They did. It's nice, but nah.
They say, we know you love draft picks over there, Terry. Take this second.
You gotta go all the way to 19, though. Fuck out of here.
Bro, they're taking on 159 and throwing us back in the second.
We can't do that.
They are throwing us back a second. They're giving us a first, a second next year.
They're giving us 2 seconds. 1 second for
next year.
Yeah,
hold on,
it is a decent trade.
Hold on,
it's not terrible.
Who are moving to 19?
Hold on, yo.
It's not god awful. But
live mock.
Nah, we need to get trade list.
We need that pick at 8.
Okay, we're keeping the pick at 8 because we can't do this on the first time. Not the 1.0. Not on the 1.0. We'll do this on like the 7.3. Not on the 1.0.
Trade list in the 1.0.
First of all, it's the damn Bucks. So no.
Yeah, that's a big no. It's not a bad when we get an extra second and they're taking like a fifth or something. But
Falcon fans, fan club, one-timers, you're in the chat. We're doing our live mock 1.0 here on One Time for the Fan. We got enough time. We're going to run through it. CJ Stroud has been selected number 1. Number 2, Bryce Young has been selected to the Texans. Will Anderson is off the board for the Cardinals. Anthony Richardson is off the board. Chase, is this the same shit I posted the other day on One Time for the Fan?
Yeah, this is what we predicted. Other than
this is what we predicted
Anthony
when Carter can fall to you.
We had Richardson and Levis switched. Yeah. But other than that, we were spot on.
One Time for the Fan, we're really spot on here about what we said recently. I actually posted how we can land Jalen Carter with no trades, and it's similar to this. It was the swap from Richardson to Levis, and still Carter would be on the board. Falcon fans in the chat, fan club, one-timers, Bodie, Chase, you guys are looking right at it right now. What is the pick at number 8?
Jalen Carter.
Anderson is off the board. Gonzalez is off the board. Tyree Wilson is off the board.
Obviously,
I
think personally
is it?
Carter.
Is this the moment that Falcon fans have been waiting for? Georgia fans have been waiting for such a long time.
It just makes sense.
First time ever, one time for the fan, mock draft 1.0. Pick number 8 is in. The Atlanta Falcons select Jalen Carter from the University of Georgia. Dog fans,
it doesn't make sense. I know folks are saying we got Calais and we got Ominyata and stuff. Okay. Still need you need a young dog in there. You need a guy in there.
Young Thundercat.
Yeah.
You need a young Thundercat. So we're still gonna go over the draft quickly because you notice some names here that Falcon fans are like, okay, hold on, the draft is still going on.
Let's see.
Hold on, Madden.
Drafted for sure.
Hold on, Madden. Let me not mess you up here.
Yeah, we'll go back to it.
Hold on. Let me let it finish out. Will McDonald to the Saints at 40? No way.
Sheesh.
Every time we get here.
Got to trade.
Got another trade.
Darnell Washington to the fucking Bear.
Terry, wake up, Terry. Got another trade. Colts is on the phone. Chat, what we doing?
We rejecting that too.
I'm rejecting it because I don't need that 6 in 2024. And I damn sure don't need that second right now in 2024 if the Bucs just offered that shit. I know I can get it somewhere else.
We got to move back about 35 picks and we'll get a second next year.
That.
You give me another pick in this round or another third, I might swap that 44.
Third, maybe. But not 35 picks and I don't get nothing to show for it this year. Yeah.
No.
We're not doing that.
Falcon fans, as you can see, we have selected Jalen Carter with the first pick of our One Time for the Fan mock draft here. 1.0. I'm sorry. I had to throw that Mel Kiper in. We're going to reject this trade. What the?
Oh.
What?
Nah, reject. It's still the same thing. A second in 2024.
These teams that have those extra picks in the years coming up, they're trying to throw them straight at every team right now because they're trying to move up by throwing away all those picks later on. I wouldn't be surprised you see a 2025 third rounder come up here in a minute.
I'm good on that.
All right, we're going to go check the board. We're going to check the chat here in a minute. Chat, we have selected Jalen Carter at number 8. He was on the board. There was no trades made, right? Sterling Woods is out here. He said Carter. Pamela Johnson's out here. She said Carter. Preston Sapp, he's happy. He wants to see a dog in the building. He's ready to go.
Yes, sir.
Said that would be his reaction. You can still build with Jalen Carter.
I'd be so damn happy, Preston. I'd be happy as hell if that happened.
Pamela Johnson, trade up and get BJ at running back. Here's the deal, because I know somebody else asked about Bijan in the chat earlier. I'm gonna go back and find that one right there. Wallace Smith, everybody who's in the chat, shout out to everybody. We can't get to everybody's comments. We definitely apologize, but we will talk to you all after the podcast is over. Kevin Solomon asked earlier, One Time for the Fan, well, what do you feel about taking Bijan with the 8th pick? I just
bigger needs.
Yeah, it was just bigger needs that we need right there. The 8th pick. It's too much defensive talent right now when you have a team that's rebuilding defensively.
And listen, let me say this really quickly.
Go ahead, Bodie.
I think we prioritize offense too many. Most of my grown-up Falcon fandom years, We prioritized
Way too
offense
many years.
and not defense. That would be a luxury, but there are so many running backs in this draft that fit this, like us, even better than Bijan does. We got a workhorse. Bijan will have to be a workhorse, even though we're getting two back systems now. But yeah, it's a luxury pick. That's the thing. Our team got to be just stacked from front to back for us to go do. Oh, go get Bijan. Might as well, you know. So
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Go
that's that.
Hawks.
Hawks win.
That's how I feel about
Bodie,
that.
I'm good on Bijan at 8.
I'm good on Bijan.
Like you said, there's going to be a bunch of talent later on in the later rounds that you can find at running back. We're going to get to that
Yeah.
shortly.
And
We want to go
going back
over.
to what Pamela said, trading up to get Bijan after the 8th pick. Yeah, I wouldn't
He's
do
going to
that.
be gone.
Yeah, he'd probably be going early 1. 2, I wouldn't do that either because like I said, bigger needs. Like Jay said, bigger needs. I trade up to get a falling somebody else who was supposed to go higher. I'll do that. Maybe a defense or guard or something, but no.
So if you're looking here with what we're doing here with the mock draft, we selected Jalen Carter at 8. As you can see how the draft is falling behind us. Miles Murphy, another big pick that was probably on the Falcons' radar earlier in the year.
Yeah, that was
a little bit.
First, I remember Miles Murphy in the very first draft, right after the Super Bowl. They was giving us Miles Murphy,
Yeah, he was one of my first players on my first mock draft, but I had actually started taking notes on was Miles Murphy.
There goes Peter. Peter's off the board at 15. There goes your wide receiver 2 that I was hoping you can trade back up for on another draft scenario I was going to post on One Time for the Fan. If he would have fell back to like the late first round or going to the second round, I would love to see Jordan Addison here with the Falcons. Lucas Van Ness. So they didn't have to trade up to come get Lucas. Look at him. They trying to be. Look at them.
Yeah.
Look at Bucks being stupid.
But real quick though, so Addison is your favorite. I just want to discuss it real quick. Why not Quentin Johnston?
Either one would have been fine if they dropped back to the later first round. If they dropped back. If you would have traded up to go get a wide receiver, either one of them would have been fine.
Okay.
I think with these two, Bodie, you can agree or disagree. If you would have traded up to go get these guys, that's your wide receiver too.
I think, yeah, absolutely.
No
I think Addison is more refined as a receiver. I think Quentin Johnston is more he's just big and fast. He needs a little more work on his route running, I think, but you can't go wrong either way.
Bijan, as Pamela talked about, and as one of the other members of the fan club talked about here, he's gone at 20 to the Seahawks. That would have been a heavy trade up to go back into the first round to get him. Barese's off the board to the Packers. Brian Branch, who was mentioned from Lieutenant Dan when he came on the show for the special guest for the Falcon Fan Talk, he is gone at 25.
He was mentioned as Lieutenant Dan did not want him at 8. That would be a disaster. That's what
this is something to watch for. Chase, Bodie, chat. Zay Flowers is a solid wide receiver, and I do not need to have him in New Orleans. I don't care if it's with Carr. I don't care if it's with Jameis. Even with Slant Boy over there. Chris Olave, Zay Flowers. I mean, those are 2 solid targets right there. I think Falcon fans and I think fans of just football in general can agree. Zay Flowers is lighting it up. He lit it up at the combine, lit it up in the college football too as well. So that's something to look at. Going into round 2, Jalen Hyatt. Chase. Jalen is off the board early in round 2. And Cedric Tillman.
Yeah, because they're trying to get their quarterbacks with weapons. Both of them teams drafted quarterbacks, so they're trying to get them weapons.
This Falcon fans, exactly right. And we can't just go straight back to the chat and everything because we're trying to do the mock draft when they make another pick here before we talk about it. To see Nolan Smith drop to 36 and you're sitting at 44, I would have traded up. Day 2, I would have traded up.
Possible.
If he's sitting on the board day 2, I'm trading up.
Yeah,
I'm the first big name that you're going to hear. What's up, Bodie?
He was a top 10 pick. He was projected top 10 at one point.
Exactly. So you see him fall down here. That looks like a steal.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. If he falls to the second round, I'm trading up. I'm trading up, and I'm getting Nolan Smith.
I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it at all.
Gibbs is off the board at 38. BJ is off the board at 39. Will McDonald, I ain't going to lie. Boy. If these little
That's a
jokers
big
get
one.
Zay Flowers and Will McDonald, bruh. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go to our pick. 44. We drafted Jalen Carter.
Now look, they are
Shaq.
calling.
Look at
They're
that
calling
edge.
44.
this.
Look at that
They're
edge,
calling
Bob.
this Clancy dude. You see the Clancy number 39 over here.
Mhm.
Clancy. I don't know if I'm saying his name wrong. They're saying this is a strong, unblockable MNFer. Okay, but now we know if we got Jalen Carter, this is just overkill. Okay, like there's no need for Clancy.
Let me
Uh,
help. Let me help you out here, buddy.
go
You're
ahead.
going into the draft still with the guard position open.
Yeah, I was getting there. I was getting there. So I was saying that was overkill for D line. The best guard on the board right now is Osiris Torrance. That would be my pick personally.
Chase, you're going into the draft. You've addressed a major pick. Falcon fans are happy day one. They're going home from wherever the draft party is, like, bro, we got Jalen Carter. We got Jalen Carter. And then day two, you're addressing another BPA for Terry. You're back in
Need
the war room. You're getting ready to make your pick. You're at 44. The chat has talked about it. A lot of Falcon fans have talked about it recently. What is your pick right now, Chase? You're looking at a 44. I'm with Bodie, if you're asking me, because a second round pick of Osiris, that's probably going to be your starting guard right there.
Yeah, if you go into the draft without a guard, I believe guard is your second pick because we also got to remember as the way Terry speaks is talent first, best player available. So if a player like Nolan Smith or somebody in that caliber is still there above a guard, he may still go a different category. But if guard is filled, I think second round we could see a receiver come off the board just because of how depth this draft is with receivers or running back. But I like the guard pick. I would definitely go with a guard there. I would be cool with that.
Falcon fans, remember some of the scenarios we're going with here as we're making these picks. You're going into the draft, still needing a wide receiver too. You're going into the draft, still needing a starting guard. With that being said, here at One Time for the Fan live mock draft, you're going to pick Osiris Torrance, offensive guard from Florida at number 44. A big addition to this offensive line that has been rebuilt in a positive way over the past 2 years. And I must say, this run game, adding Osiris to the mix is major, is huge. Bodie, that pick rolls in day two. How are you feeling? You've addressed Jalen Carter. You've addressed your guard position. How do you feel right there to pick up Osiris Torrance if that name is called on day two?
That pick rolls in. That's one of the pick. I think Osiris could have went in the late first. He's that good. So I'm satisfied. I mean, we're filling holes. We're filling, that D line is just looking more ferocious. One, and then two, we got a starter in Osiris. Like he can start for us. So good. I'm happy as hell.
Hold on. Terry's cooking. So now there goes that third round pick I was telling you about. Not 2025, but 2024. They trying to be slick though. They want two of our picks right here in this year's draft. They're trying to give us something for next year. I'm going to reject that, number one, because I don't like the Giants. 75, we're on the board.
Yeah.
As you're going down the list, Falcon fans, look at some of these names who's still available.
From LSU, that receiver is nice.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going wide receiver 2 right now, holy crap, he's still here? Lord, how'd he get to the third round?
Yeah, that's crazy. If he's there,
Lord.
But it'd be overkill with the Jalen Carter already. As much as
that's
can't play everybody, yo.
Yeah,
can't play everybody.
I think you go receiver here, third round. I think you go receiver.
Falcon fans,
from LSU.
You need to take the top off of a defense. Not only with Scotty Miller and Drake London and Kyle Pitts, but you need to add some more speed. You have the size, you have the physicality of some of these big body receivers, even with Kyle Pitts. And for me, you don't bring in a guy that you've seen work out during the combine period and then see him on the board day 2 or day 3 and think to yourself, oh, I'm going to let this guy go. No. My pick for the Atlanta Falcons at 75 would be Trey Palmer, wide receiver from the University of Nebraska. That pick right there, kid's a speedster. Dear Lord. Have you guys seen the film? Have anybody seen the film?
I can't say I've seen the film, but
I haven't.
I have to take your word for it.
One time for the fan, we are
What did
doing
the
our
Saints just grab?
who the Saints just grabbed. We're gonna go over the board.
Andre Carter.
It was the Siaka. Ika.
Niggas grab Siaka.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to it. It's coming up right here. Oh no, Jesus Christ! Don't ever call us. So Jalen Jones is off the board at 108. He's a big pick for day 2, day 3. That's another cornerback Falcon fans I'm sure would love to have here in Atlanta. Going back up into the 3rd round, let's see some names. Wanya Morris is another big offensive tackle for right there from Oklahoma. Ivan Pace Jr., linebacker, who I drafted in my mock offline. He's off the board to the Browns. Andre
Carter, he was thought to be a 1st-round draft pick at one point.
Saints is once again addressing that line. They got Will McDonald in the 2nd, and now they go over here and they get Siaka.
That's a Saints pick. Such a Saints pick.
Yeah.
That's a big boy. That's a big boy.
Even last year, Keyshawn Butte was a 1st-round draft pick, but his stock has dropped. So getting him in the 3rd round it is, that's a good pick.
I will say this as a Falcon fan: if Palmer's gone off the board and A.T. Perry's there, I'm going with A.T. Perry. That would be my switch if Trey is gone. I'm going with A.T. Perry. Going to another pick here. Pick 110, Bodie. We've addressed Jalen Carter now.
Mm-hmm.
He is now a member of the Falcons. Who else we got here, Chase?
Yeah, hit that all. I want to see everybody.
There it is. You got Jalen Carter. You got your guard. You got your wide receiver. Falcon fans will be looking at right here. Yeah, I think it's time to go running back.
Nah, the running back.
Buddy from TCU still on the board?
He's gone.
Sheesh.
Got Travis Dye from USC.
Yeah, he's not as highly rated.
Yeah. This is tough. This is the part where Falcon fans will sit there and look at like, wow, who would be on this list?
You got to make some decisions here.
Hit the report.
Oh no, there's
Tajay
Spears.
Tajay Spears and Kenny McIntosh.
The guy we brought in. Yeah.
For me,
they're still available.
I'm still on the, you're building up that backfield with some speed and some elusiveness.
Mm-hmm.
And Tyler's going to be a bell cow, man. So I'm going to go with Tajay, man. Are you guys agreeing or disagreeing?
Yeah, we'll grab Tajay.
Yeah, we agree.
One time for the fan, pick 110 is in on our mock draft 1.0. It's Tajay Spears at pick 110, running back from Tulane.
Yes.
I think we got a solid draft right now. What is going on here?
You probably could accept that.
It's not as bad. To move back 2 picks and get an extra.
Yeah, you could probably do that.
That wouldn't be a bad trade right there.
Do we care for Vegas? We don't care. I'll take the trade just because we're in the later rounds. We're on day 3 right now anyway, so a trade will be able to come in. I'll accept the trade. I'm a good guy.
No, Cameron. Say we didn't need a tight end.
I guess I'm a good guy.
We weren't going to pick any of those guys. That was an easy trade to accept.
Matter of fact, I'm blocking the Patriots number right now. They'll never call again. Falcon fans, we have a solid draft right here. This is just the 1.0.
One thing we haven't drafted was a linebacker.
Center.
Linebacker and corner, maybe.
You've addressed your line, offense and defense. You have a wide receiver. You also just got a running back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let's look at the linebackers.
Henry Toto is a nice one.
Yeah, he's a well-known name. I don't know if he fits this system though. That's the thing.
Let's see, all on defense. He's the top. He's one of the top players still left on the board here. That's from all the players going to defense here.
Let's see his draft profile.
Let's bring it up.
Good backup with potential to develop into a starter.
6'2",
6'2",
227.
weighing at
Raz is a
227.
6.79.
His overview is assignment-oriented linebacker whose play is steady but unspectacular. Toto is tough but lacks stump inside and doesn't have the speed to cut off angles and stop outside plays before they get to the corner. Yeah, see, he's not as athletic as we would like. So that's why he's a big name because he went to a big school, but yeah, that's a tough one.
Because where we're at right now, we got a lineman, both sides of the ball. We got a wide receiver. We got a running back. Check out the corners.
That's
Okay. Mekhi Gardner from LSU.
Yeah, Mekhi Garner's nice.
I'm going with Mekhi Gardner from LSU. You guys agree or disagree? We need a corner. Mekhi Gardner from LSU.
Yeah.
agreed.
Cool with that.
There it is. You are addressing some very. Oh my gosh, we're rolling here, folks. We are rolling here on One Time for the Fan. We're getting ready to wrap up here as we get down to the last couple picks. Then I'm sure they'll give us our grade too as well. Hopefully, we got a good grade on our 1.0 mock draft here on One Time for the Fan. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button.
Is this PFF?
This is PFN. So PFF, they charge you now.
Oh,
Sheesh.
PFN.
Carolina just went with Dorian Thompson-Robinson from UCLA, the quarterback. They have no faith in the number one pick. they already have like 5 running backs. Look at this. Kenny McIntyre's dropped back all the way
Just
to
off the
156.
board. That's crazy.
Wow.
I bet Bennett's still on the board.
Let's see if Stetson Bennett's still on the board.
He is. I didn't see him go.
What?
Bet it. Yeah.
No way. They're doing
He's
my
ranked
they're doing my boy dirty.
528.
But they don't.
No,
They don't even give us full scouting report.
They didn't even give him a
Give
scouting
us
report. How
full-
disrespectful
that's
can you be
sad. That is
to
Oh,
two-time
my
champ?
You know, this is the round that you could see a quarterback be added to the depth chart.
For us, let's keep rolling here. We haven't addressed the linebacker. Let's look at the linebackers. Damn, we can't get 2 players from Delane, but Dorian Williams would be nice. Falcon fans, we were rolling here. Brenton Cox from Florida? He's here. Falcon fans, I'm looking at Brenton Cox Jr. right here from Florida, y'all.
The edge. We could use the edge as well.
This kid can line up in 2 different schemes right here.
Yeah, we took a D tackle, but not necessarily edge.
Well, I mean, you go into the later round, so some of these guys are gonna be fighting for some spots here.
Yeah.
Remember what happened with Fitzpatrick and Schaefer? Don't forget about a lot of Falcon fans talking about Schaefer might be able to plug into that guard spot right now.
I think at this point in the draft, you look for guys who've slipped that you like, that you thought might have went earlier, or you just really just trying to see, okay, you brought these guys in, you scouted them, let's see what they got type guys. So these are the rougher picks right here, but they serve a purpose.
Ricky Stromberg is still on the board from Arkansas. Center, I believe he plays center guard.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't be opposed to bringing in a competition for Dahlman.
Yeah, I'm cool with a center because other than that, you have Hennessy, and Hennessy is trying to play swing at guard and.
You still have News too. Remember Ryan Newsiel?
Yeah.
Let's bring some competition into the room, y'all. Let's go with Ricky Stromberg from Arkansas. I like this pick. And we're coming back up to shortly. Don't forget about what the Raiders just gave us too. So, One Time for the Fan, mock draft 1.0. Bodie, I think the number 1 pick right now, if this is day 3 for the Falcon fans, they're still talking about Jalen Carter. Everybody's going to be talking about Jalen Carter.
You're like, the Falcons got their steal of the draft. Yeah, it's going to be that shit.
Falcon fans, we are rolling out here on our first ever mock draft 1.0. Now we're at the part of the draft where, you know, these players are definitely going to be fighting for some spots. But then again, Tyler Algier definitely made something of what his draft pick was too as well. So I hope you guys feel good, Falcon fans, about where you're at right now at 174 with some of these picks that we made today and seeing some of these players out here, you know, fight for a spot.
Absolutely.
Love the pick with Stromberg.
Yes.
Center Stromberg. That's what we want to see.
Not bad.
That's what we want to see from the Falcon fans in the chat. Falcon fans chime in. All right, here. What we doing now?
What round are we on now? Like 6?
It's like the 6th round, right? Did it tell you?
174. Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
I believe we trade some of these picks away as well.
Yeah.
174, 224. Yeah, we got 2 more picks.
2 more picks?
Yeah.
Including this pick right here and then 1 more?
Yep.
Okay.
I think one of these picks is a QB, bro. I think you go into the season with 3 quarterbacks, and I think one's a rookie.
Yeah, you go get Stetson like we supposed to.
If you bring Stetson in, I'm going to be hot. I'm going to be truly hot. I'm telling you right now. If you're going to pick Stetson right now, if we pick him right now and we put him out there with the Falcons, I'm just going to be hot. We're going to end the podcast because I'm telling you right now, that's when things are about to change here on One Time for the Fan.
Why would you be hot about that?
2-time national champion. I'm telling you,
Matt,
I'd be elated. I'd be ecstatic.
I think if Max Duggan's there, you go for Max Duggan.
No, not the way he played in that championship game. Good God.
Yeah, but he was against them dogs.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna play better dogs in the pros. Tell you.
If Stetson Bennett is so far back right now on everybody's draft board, it would be a heavy reach for us right now at 1.
I'm here to tell you, there's reaches every year. We roach. That's not a word, but we reached. Yeah, y'all talk about me in the comments. We reached for a lot of people last year in the draft. It was like, huh? Well,
they called Drake a reach. They said Drake.
They did. Reach. They called Drake a reach, and look at us now. Every team, a lot of teams, gonna reach. So you go get the player you want. That's why you reach, because you don't think you can get them because you think another team behind you is gonna get them.
So
it's okay to reach sometimes, not early, but a little later in the draft.
You drafted a center to play guard. You drafted a guard. You got 2 offensive linemen.
Of the 6th and the 7th rounds. Are they really reaches? Everybody's a fucking reach then, right?
Right.
I'm thinking about going to DeMarco Hellams here at safety.
Yeah, you could go safety.
I'm looking at DeMarco Hellams or either Jay Ward. Can't get let's just throw one out there. Let's just go with you're gonna draft a safety. I can see it happening. I'm going with Jay Ward from LSU.
Let's do it.
There's 2 LSU picks.
Yeah.
1.0 mock draft here on One Time for the Fan. Shout out to all the fans in the chat that's up in here talking Falcons football with us. You know we love chatting up with everybody. Dorian Williams, linebacker.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Bennett for the last pick.
Yeah, since he's a reach in the 6th round.
He would beat me in line at camp if Bennett was on the team. You gonna sleep in, Jeff?
That's a fact.
Owens out of Houston. We'll check that.
Okay.
Enough LSU.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of LSU. Yeah.
We got a solid draft here. I want to see what this grade is going to be. All right, so we're going with the last pick here.
We got to hit. We got to hit on this one. We got to hit.
Yeah, we hit with Stetson. I'm biased. Shit.
So look, we got our guard, right?
Yeah.
He's starting. Our tackle. I mean, we still have Josh Miles. I don't think they're going to.
Affetti's our tackle.
Affetti, Josh Miles, right? If he does make the team, Edge.
Miles too.
We addressed it edge.
Yeah, we did.
And cornerback.
And what, D tackle? Is that D tackle? Yeah. So now, BPA. or Stetson.
Yeah, BPA. I still think you go for quarterback. I think there's going to be a quarterback in this draft that we go for. I don't know.
Look at you looking
Maybe
for
not.
a name you know. Looking for a name you've seen somebody.
There's been a lot
somewhere.
of ties of people talking about Trey Tucker because of Desmond Ritter. I'm
he's
just
still
looking to see
available
he's
on
still
this
on the
mock.
board.
Yeah, we can sign him in the undrafted free agency pool. It's cool.
There's going to be some undrafted free agents that do make this team. I think there's going to be probably about 3.
Yeah.
Last pick. Falcon fans, what are we doing? I want to see this grade.
What position?
We're doing Stetson. That's what we're doing.
Cornerback? Y'all want to go corner or quarter? We want to do. You don't want to draft Bennett. You know I'm trying to stay away from it.
You don't
I'm
want
trying
to
to wrap
draft
up the
Bennett.
podcast too.
Why this Negro? I want to draft Stetson Bennett.
I'm trying not to do it because Georgia fans gonna go. They're gonna erupt.
Yeah,
They're gonna erupt. They're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, we got a competition battle now, boys. Got a real competition battle now."
Not really, but you know.
I just think you go into the season with 3 quarterbacks, and why not let be a rookie? That way, if you got to cut
decorated-
somebody, you can cut a rookie.
Exactly.
Years to come.
Stetson can hop on a practice squad. It's okay.
Yeah,
It really is.
What QBs are available?
Yeah. Since you trying so hard.
The QB list is always gonna be full, man.
Willie
Cunningham
was
Tommy
okay.
DeVito.
I don't know a lot of these cats. I ain't gonna lie to you.
They got all these cats above Stetson.
Above Stetson, right?
Yeah,
how
that's
disrespectful
crazy.
is that?
That's
That is
crazy. 2 rings.
That is crazy.
2 rings.
Playing against
Go
elite
Superior.
talent. That's insane.
That's wild.
All right, Chad, tell this man to pick Stetson and
Had better stats than CJ
Stella
Stroud
stopped
in
playing.
the Peach Bowl.
You want to go with another running back? Red Swarm?
Ibrahim,
He's not
bad.
We don't get 2
actually.
running backs.
I don't think we draft 2 running backs, but even he's not a bad running back.
We need help at wide receiver, dog. I wouldn't be surprised they draft 2 wide receivers. Man.
You could go 2 receivers.
What receivers? So if we're going 2 receivers, man, let's just go with.
All right, don't act like y'all don't know
Where's
these guys. I don't know these guys.
This
Just
is a
pick
heavy
Trey
reach,
Tucker.
but it's
Then.
224.
Just do it. Do it. It's coming soon. His,
All right, let's
his
just go with
breakdown
Trey
ain't
because he
coming.
went to
Just
Cincinnati.
pick
It's a
him.
tie to
Right.
Desmond Ritter, right?
God.
Let's just go with
Is
Trey,
he though?
right?
Yeah, I guess he is. Right? Maybe.
Can't wait to see the grade.
So much Stetson. They're gonna give you a damn C because you didn't pick Stetson.
I want to see if Stetson gets drafted before the end.
I don't think he's gonna get drafted in this thing because they got him rated so low.
540 something.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Not gonna happen.
Byron Young went to the Cowboys at 240.
It's cool. You know what happens when you doubt Stetson? He just wins.
For real.
The Packers
what he
got
does best.
Tommy DeVito.
No
What
grade.
we got?
They didn't give us a grade.
I don't think we
Full
get the grade.
resort.
No, we don't get the grade.
What is full results? Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, you agree?
I think this is solid.
Because I mean, I
First
don't know
ever.
Trey Palmer. You picked Trey Palmer. I didn't know Trey Palmer. But you used at the school. Me, you got to let me know.
We're gonna post this. One time for the fan. First ever mock draft 1.0. There's going to be other mock drafts going on as well. As you can see here, first pick off the board was Jalen Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Good pick, chat. Jalen Carter.
Of course, it's a good pick.
There goes Jeff Wolf.
Jeez, C minus. Could have been worse. Could have been a D minus.
Yeah, that's it. Get this man a Q.
That's true. PFN doesn't give you a grade. Falcon fans, let's go over the chat. Y'all grade this. Jalen Carter, Osiris Torrance, Trey Palmer, Tajay Spears,
Not a bad
Kai
draft.
Gardner, Ricky Stromberg, Jay Ward, and Trey Tucker.
I'm cool with it.
Falcon fans, please.
I would be surprised
If this is your draft,
one of these guys is coming here. At least.
if this is your draft coming up in the next couple of weeks, what do you guys think? We're going to take a screenshot of it. We're going to post it so that way everybody can talk about it. and their respected chats where they come from. Also, shout out to the Falcon groups too as well. Rise Up Tour, Rise Up Family, Falcons Rise Up Family, Falcons Nation, wherever you're checking in from. Shout out to you all, because we love talking Falcons football with everybody, and everybody's up here in the chat, always being respectful to everybody, talking in a positive light about the Falcons because we all want to win. So, first ever mock draft 1.0 here on One Time for the Fan. Red Swarm, B+.
Appreciate it, Red.
That's my grade too.
Respectful.
I
Appreciate
like
it.
that.
Pamela Johnson with the C. I'll take it.
Yeah,
Cool.
because he didn't draft stats, and I know Pam.
Yeah, that's what it is. Pam knows what the deal is.
I'll take it. Falcon fans, bring your grades. Bring your grades. As you can see, this is our first ever mock draft 1.0. Jalen Carter off the board first. Osiris Torrance 2. Trey Palmer number 3. Tajay Spears number 4. Those first 4 picks are – come on, y'all. Come on.
I mean, those are great picks. I ain't gonna lie. They are.
Yeah, I'm
what?
cool with all
Look at the first 4 picks, y'all.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, but if Keyshawn Butte goes in the league and tears it up, though, I'm gonna be upset.
So Carter's on the field week 1. And this is when you're doing your grades, y'all. Carter's on the field week 1. Torrance is on the field week 1. Palmer's on the field week 1. Spears, I can see maybe week
Spears,
2, week 3.
He gets in, but not as much. He'll get in.
Working into the mix. This young man right here, I'm probably going to see win out somebody's job. Ricky Schomburg is going to fight like hell to win that damn spot.
He's going to be in the mix. Well. Yeah.
These 2 picks, when you're coming down to the last 2 picks of any draft for your team, I mean, it's always tough. You saw what happened with Schaefer and Fitzpatrick last year. Trey Tucker, we do need help at receiver. We do need that 5th, 6th receiver. People are talking about Frank Darby. People are talking about Jared Bernhardt. Trey Tucker being into the mix could be big for the Falcons if he wins that spot too as well. And then Jay Ward, safety. Ryan Nielsen loves running those 3 safety picks. I don't know if they're going to let go of Jalen Hawkins and get that $2.5 million. I believe you can make some moves to get some extra money here from the Falcons. I believe cutting Jalen Hawkins is one of them too as well, which you're going to see some moves happen probably after the draft because, moves have to be made. You got to go in there with a solid 53. And don't forget about the new procedure this year with the cuts. You cut your roster from 90 to 53 after the last preseason game. So in the past, it was you had to cut somebody after the first game, after the second game.
Is that a rule? New rule? They
changed it, yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't like that last offseason, was it?
No, you had to make. Remember, we did our show last year where some of the cuts came in on every Tuesday.
I thought they did most of the. Yeah, I thought okay. So this year they got to make all them cuts at the same time,
from 90 to 53 down to the last game. Yeah,
shit, that's crazy. Okay.
Nathaniel Floyd. Let's talk about it, Nathan. No linebacker, no edge, B-, but I like the first 4 picks.
Appreciate it.
I'm also going off of the roster too as well with Arnold Ebiketie and Carter and D'Angelo Malone, Tyquan Graham, how they're going to be moving around. That's why they just didn't want to just address the edge. But remember I said now, if Nolan Smith was going to be on the board at 2, up there at that top, I would have had to make that move and go up there and get Nolan Smith too as well.
You're going to see D'Angelo Malone play a lot more this year.
That's the thing.
That's the player
that I'm ready to watch. I think he's that edge that everybody's thinking we should get. He's already on the roster. This would be essentially his rookie. He didn't play much.
I think a lot of people forgets about him because he hasn't played much. He played like maybe two careers.
So I mean he's there, and that's the leading sack leader in Western Kentucky's history. So there's some talent there, and he's already on the roster.
Let me get this here. Falcon fans, going over what Nathan said right here. No linebacker, no edge, B-, but I like the first 4 picks. Shout out to Nathan Floyd right there for keeping
your
it
first
real
4 is going to be on the field.
First 4 is solid.
For sure.
First 4 is on the field, and I think if you're looking at some of the other players, Stromberg is a name to watch, man. Like I'm hearing so many good positive things about this kid. Like, man, we'll see. I don't want to get too deep into some of these picks. Now we can, because we're gonna do some pre-recorded content too as well. So if you guys want, we can take this mock draft simulator and go do a pre-recorded video, and we'll post that up probably later on this week to just explain how these players can fit with the Atlanta Falcons, which we do got some solid players right here. I'm going to post this, and we'll see what the fans outside of the podcast think about these picks. Going over for Pamela Johnson, she said it was BJ for me. I understand, Pamela. A lot of people want BJ Robinson. BJ, he's a solid player. He's a really solid player.
He is.
Appreciate it, Woods.
B- from Sterling Woods. Bennett wasn't picked. Sheesh.
Yeah. Because he's going to be a hater. But it's cool.
We're going with the B. Dan Burse. Nathan said Stromberg was a good pick as well.
It was.
Red Swarm, those first four are a home run. Solid A. Shout out to Red Swarm in the building.
Yeah, I agree. I like those first four.
What will you do, Spade, if Carter's on the board and the Falcons passed on him? Well,
that's very possible.
That's a decision the Falcons are going to make. And here on One Time for the Fan, we'll be live that night, so we will talk about it. But the next question goes to, who are you going after if you're passing on Jalen Carter? And
Terry
that's when
Smith
it's going to.
And the DC was at his pro day.
I think damn near everybody was at his pro day. The thing get doggone Freddie the Falcon was at the pro day too, for what I see.
This is people throwing smoke screens. You just don't know. You don't know what these people thinking. You don't know. People saying, "Oh, that Atlanta probably gonna pass on him." Yeah, you don't know that. I take everything with a grain of salt. We mess around and pick him, and he gets to our pick, then that'll be in the trash. So,
who was the Panthers selection in the second round? Can we look at? Well, you can send it to the group later.
I can. One Time for the Fans, first ever mock draft 1.0 is in the books. And we had some solid picks here, Falcon fans. I'm glad that you guys are giving your grades and telling us your thoughts on some of these players, because, yes, those first four picks that we did name are on a lot of people's draft boards right now. So if we did land some of those players, they'll be a good fit. Now, for the Carter situation, Jeff Wolf, let's just say Christian Gonzalez is still on the board and they pass on Carter. Maybe it's Christian. If that guard position is open, maybe it's Pete.
Who says Nolan Smith isn't?
Saw Nolan drop to the second round here on the simulator.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, if it's possible, which, the scouts do a very good job in the NFL of looking at some of these teams and players. It's possible that if Nolan is getting pushed back to the second round, and you can grab Nolan on a trade up, or even if he's there at 44, I mean, that's a big pickup if you go get him. It's a big pickup.
Yeah. I personally don't think he'll make it out of the first, but if he does, just mind you, everybody's like, there's ratings on that website. There's somebody's opinions on these players. Mel Kiper, his mock draft, his opinions on where they said that Carter's going to fall to 12. That's what Mache said. That's his opinion. We don't know what these organizations are thinking. We don't even know what the Falcons are thinking, because they're good at keeping things in the house. So, never know. Could be surprising.
Jeff Wolf, Van Ness dropped back far.
Yeah, he was like late 20s or something.
I think he got 19 to the Bucks, wasn't it?
Yeah, 19 was 20 or something like that. Yeah,
19 to the Bucks. Yeah, I've seen a lot of mock drafts where Luke, he was early and he was been in some later, like early second rounds. I don't see him personally falling to the second, but I don't see him at 8. I like the player.
Some Van Ness, huh?
I like the player. Don't get me wrong. I like the player, but I just don't see him at 8.
I like him too. Just.
Not at 8. Not at 8, Bodie?
Not at 8. Not at 8, but it's I wouldn't be mad at it. Let's just say that.
No, I'd rock with Luka if that's who we went with.
Falcon fans, I'm glad y'all are here for the first ever One Time for the Fan mock draft 1.0, because we have a good time talking Falcons football with everybody. And the draft was solid. We did good. So next time we do another mock draft, tag a Falcons friend, tag your Falcons family members, bring them in here so that way they can get this draft debate going on who we should draft and what round. We saw some players today that I think if we do another mock draft, people's going to go back and do their research and they're going to be ready for the next one we do. So that's actually pretty cool because we're going to go back and look at what we drafted today and find out how they could fit with the Falcons if their name is called. Because if we said Trey Palmer tonight and Trey Palmer is selected day 2, we're going to talk about it here on One Time for the Fan. Hey, I'm going to pull this damn mock draft right back up because we agreed here on One Time for the Fan who the picks will be. But I think some of those – go ahead, Chase.
That was better.
No, I said you picked him. We didn't even say nothing. You picked Trey Palmer. I'm like, okay.
So the Trey Palmer pick, right? You going with wide receiver.
Am I lying?
There's a couple wide receivers Falcon fans know about. I know Chase wanted Rashee Rice.
Yeah, I like Rashee Rice. I'm big on that guy. 6'3", speedy guy. Just somebody I think that could fit in this organization with the type of receivers that we've seen us go for the past 2 years and this offseason. I just feel like that's a player that you could see really make a difference on this team.
Yeah.
Pamela Johnson, Falcons scouting, get an A for last year's draft.
Yeah, I mean we got a whole Algier out of the 5th. Yeah, I know, right?
I had to throw the Trey Palmer in there.
I know.
Man. I know who Trey Palmer is, man. Like, if y'all go look at Trey Palmer's tape, man. Tell me if I'm
we all agreed to pick Trey. No, we didn't. But okay.
Trey Palmer to the Falcons, man. Come on, man. That's what got us a real good grade right there. That was pick number. That was right there in that top 5. People looking around like, oh, y'all got Trey Palmer? That's a good ass pick.
Yeah, I ain't knocking Trey Palmer or nothing. I'm not. I promise I'm not. But that shit was funny. I don't care what anybody says. That was you can pick Trey Palmer, right? He said, okay, next pick. I'm like, huh?
Hey, Falcons draft Trey Palmer. You know who getting the jersey first, man.
Yeah, man.
I already know who getting the jersey first, man.
Oh, Lord.
First day at camp. Hey, Trey, you ever listen to the podcast, bro?
He's like, man, go look at episode 90. I picked you on it.
Shout out to Bodie for throwing that in there, too. This is episode 90 of One Time for the Fan. I know we were throwing numbers out in the past, but yeah, this is episode 90 of One Time for the Fan. So shout out to everybody who's been rocking with us since day one. We're going to continue bringing the best content we can when it comes to talking about the Falcons and keeping the fans entertained because we are getting closer to football season. And we have some upcoming events. Of course, you know, the draft is right around the corner. So be prepared for that too as well. We're going to have a Thursday night show for you all. And then we'll have some pre-recorded content coming up that weekend. Probably some YouTube shorts too as well. So be on the lookout for that. We're not going to do the 5-hour draft special that we did last year. That was a good start for One Time for the Fan, but we don't need to do it anymore. That was, for those that do not know, we had me, Bodie. It was 12 hours pretty much that whole weekend. Almost pretty much close to 12 hours.
Close to it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was a long weekend of podcasting just for the Atlanta Falcons.
The first night, freaking 5 the second and 6 the third. Some craziness.
Yeah, 3.5 the first night. I think 4 hours the second night, and then 5 hours the third, I think, or somewhere around there, plus some time in between. But we were talking Falcons football for.
Yeah, we did. I didn't get up with e-break once. That shit was crazy. I
remember Chase would comment in the chat like around pick 147, then come back in there like pick 214. Like, what's up, guys? You guys still in here? Like, yeah, Chase, we're still going, man.
Yeah, we over here like, yeah, man, we still here, man.
Food getting cold as hell. I was looking at that spaghetti like, man, this spaghetti getting cold as hell. Can't even eat. I didn't want to eat on the stream, so I'm sitting over there like, yeah, buddy. So, what's up with that pick that gets the Falcons made?
At least you
that down. And that Philly cheesesteak.
I ain't eat. I ain't pee either.
Shit. I want to call your doctor. Don't forget about some upcoming events too as well. After the draft, the schedule release will be coming out. Rise Up Tour members are ready for that. And I'm talking about we're hitting the road this year like we've been doing in the past. For those that do not know about the Rise Up Tour, we have a lot going on. And we hit up all the away games, meet and greets, parties, dinners, breakfast, brunch. We do a lot when we go on the road. So shout out to everybody who's here from the Rise Up Tour. I believe May 11th is the scheduled release or it's going to be in that week too as well. Either the 12th, 13th, 14th, but I could have sworn it was May 11th when I saw it. So that would be big too as well. So be on the lookout for a special podcast there. April 12th, we have Scott Karisic from Blogging Dirty. I know a lot of Falcon fans on Twitter and social media know who Scott is. He's a Falcon fan who keeps it real when it comes to the Falcons community. And he's going to be here on One Time for the Fan talking Falcons football. So this is great. Then we get Scott from Blogging Dirty. We had Lisa Shepard also from Blogging Dirty. Savion Mixon from Blogging Dirty. Like, we're out here, man. We're trying to get into the community and let y'all know, like, One Time for the Fan, we keeping it real. So shout out to Scott Karisic. April 12th, he'll be here.
Yeah.
Draft show coming up too as well. Schedule release show coming up. And then we'll have some more content going on close to, training camp and rookie mini camp and all that stuff too as well. Chase, Bodie, great show tonight. First ever mock draft 1.0. I know we went over the time barrier, but we have fun here.
What you expect?
The alarm went off. And I threw it to the side. Any shots before we get up out of here, Bodie?
Man, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Y'all been giving y'all input. This was a good little mock draft exercise we did here. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all keep showing up, man. I appreciate that. That means we're doing something right. We're gonna keep doing something right. Shout out to One Time for the Fan. They say episode 90. We've been going strong, man. And Chase, he didn't come in too much later. He just came in a little later after. But Chase been great, man. And shout out to you, Chase, man. I ain't we don't say this often, but yeah, we appreciate your input, your know-how, your knowledge, and your fandom. And the way you tidy up a yard is immaculate.
Shit, I knew that shit was coming. Too much praise.
Waiting on it.
Too much praise. It was like, yeah, man.
Yeah. I gotta throw that in there. No, but I mean, I'm real. Everything I said was real. Yeah, just appreciate you being here.
Yes, sir.
And Jack, we appreciate you for choosing the receiver for us. I appreciate that shit. I appreciate you, dog. I appreciate you.
Trey Palmer to the Falcons.
But yeah, man, shout out to everybody listening. Yeah, it was a great mock. Shout out to everybody, man. Rise up.
Falcon fans that's been here in the chat and been here on the podcast for a while know that we haven't done a mock draft here on One Time for the Fan. And that was exciting. Just to have everybody in the chat throwing out names and who to go draft and check out this player and check out the linebacker group and what cornerback is available. I'm going to start doing more mocks because you never know what can happen. I see why fans do the mocks and they post them out there so people can respond to it and, get into the debates, because there were some names on there where people were saying, hey, this guy's available in the second. You can't pass on him. You can't pass on this guy in the third. You can't pass on Jalen Carter. So, it does get the fans talking. And, we're going to have to do it here again on One Time for the Fan. I don't know if we can do it again next week. If we do, it's going to be quicker than this. But if we want to do another one, we can.
1.4.
1.7.
What we look like, Mel Kiper?
Jeff Wolf said earlier that we need to do the 12-hour stream again for the draft.
Oh, well, we'll let Jeff Wolf just come online and it's just camera on him. And
just be Jeff Wolf by himself for 12 hours.
Just be Jeff Wolf. The Jeff Wolf Show. We'll be in the chat.
All right, guys, for the next 3 hours, we're going to talk about how I told these guys Deion Jones would be leaving the Atlanta Falcons. Open up your books. No. Nathan Floyd, Palmer, and Tucker would add that much-needed speed at the receiver spot. Nathan Floyd, you better tell somebody. You better tell them in that top right corner. Nathan. Trying to tell you about Palmer now. Y'all just go watch the tape on some of the picks that we selected tonight and tell me, send a message, tag us, come back to the live podcast chat and let us know. Say, hey, look, I just watched some film on Tucker. I just watched some film on Mekhi Gardner. I just watched some film on Ward. These guys are solid. Just let us know how you guys feel. I love the
One Time for the Atlanta Falcons Facebook group. It's a great page to do that.
Definitely. If you do not know, One Time for the Atlanta Falcons is the Facebook group that we have where we talk about Falcons football all the time. So come on out. check us out on Facebook. One time for the Atlanta Falcons. Don't forget about Twitter. One time for the fan on Twitter. Then we have not that one. I go back and get that one. Where's the other one? Oh, of course, on YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel. And on TikTok, Lemon Pepper TV. Man, we got some good content on there too, boy. We out here pushing content now. I ain't gonna lie. About to show up to the doggone YouTube awards.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get real.
It's about to get real. Budget going up. Look, Chase got a whole new setup and everything. I don't know how we're gonna take care of that, Chase.
Yeah, shout out to Chase at his YouTube page right there. Let's see.
Yeah, man. YouTube at the bottom, Chase ATL ho. Check it out.
Last comment of the night, Sterling Wood said, what about Tank Dell, wide receiver from Houston? Trey Palmer, A.T. Perry, Tank Dell. Those are receivers. Also, Chase, your guy.
Rasheed
Rice. Those are 4 wide receivers that can fit in to be your wide receiver too, or however Arthur's going to fit him into this offense. But yeah, Tank Dell is another wide receiver. He's been lining it up in college and, of course, at the Combine. And I believe he was at the Senior or the Shrine Bowl too as well. Lining it up. So shout out to all the information that we got tonight from all the fans. One time for the fan will be back on Sunday talking Falcons football. So be prepared for our next podcast. And then whatever else comes from that. One time for the fan. One time for Bodie. One time for Chase. One time for Boo Man, who almost cut my cable earlier, digging that damn hole in the ground. We'll find out about that later. We'll be back next week Sunday, y'all.
Peace out. A-Town down.
We're up out of here.